I'm born June 5th, 1984. Mole on the right hand, penguin duck birthmark. It's 9:54, August 7th. I can't even believe I have to do this. But if I don't, then people try to murder me because there's highly uneducated people armed with weapons and who rely on their known lying children repeatedly for information, who purposely try to course murder on people with lies. So I had some thought like a week ago about like the first tree and what the fruit tasted like from the first tree. Um, Potentially because, maybe as, seeds are passed down and grown, maybe the genetics get watered down. I've heard of this. I'm not sure. And so maybe the fruit's flavor changes as it from generation to generation over time. So I was curious what the fruit tasted like from the very first tree that bared the fruit, as opposed to seeds growing fruit trees over time, and then getting like fruit from like generation 1 million or something. So it's just a random thought. But then I was making some joke about it because I'm being held hostage by some of these like little financial crime shitbags. That's another piece of this, and they try to monetize everything. So I was making this joke. I wouldn't be surprised if they started, holding some. I made it in my mind with an image. I wouldn't be surprised if they held some like little fruit stand and started promoting their fruit as like fruit from the first tree, and then they had their little neurophysiological cues, and they're like showed you the fruit from the first tree and chopped it open, and then they're like, see, watch this. This meter will, assess my gustatory response to the flavor and the taste. And they eat the first fruit, and then the meter goes up, and they're like, see, and then they're like, this is a fruit from generation 10,000, and they cut it open and eat it, and then they have some fake neurophysiological cue monitor that only goes halfway up and saying it's not as sweet and flavorful. And I was making a joke, so now they'll take it and they'll spin it and say he gave us the idea and told us to go do that. Not at all. I was making a joke and mocking them and kind of making fun of them because they're like these little bullshit artists that I hear my brain just making shit up all day sometimes. So I was making a joke about these people. And I was saying I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. Now I'm curious how they're going to spin this and what they're going to say to other people and be like, he told us to do that. Now, didn't tell them to do that at all. I'm making fun of these people because they do all sorts of weird shit. Like they'll see me make a science idea and steal it and go sell it somewhere in some weird computer world or something. And it's like literally like a 2-second thought, not even explored. And they'll steal it and be like, it's a cancer idea. It works. It worked. It worked. And go sell it to someone. I've told these kids a million times. If someone makes a theoretical cancer design, I've told these telepathy shitbags, if someone makes a theoretical cancer design, you're never going to know if it works until you test it on animals and then on humans, et cetera, et cetera. You can't just make a theoretical design of a drug or a cancer drug and then, say based off of theory, we know it will work and we know it will interact in the human body safely. You just can't do that. And I've explained this to these people like 1,000 times, and they just literally steal some theoretical model I'll make or some theoretical idea, and they'll take it, run with it, and go to some weird place they call some Illuminati world or game or something. And they'll go start doing presentations or something and trying to sell it. As I've said, you can make all the theoretical drugs designs you want, and they can sound good on paper, but you'll never know if they work until you test them in a lab, test them on humans, et cetera, et cetera. So these people are crazy. So that's the type of bullshit I've been dealing with for like 5 years and 6 months as well. So that's a key point as well. I'm Alexander Surya Jayani, mole on the right hand, penguin duck birthmark, born June 5th, 1984, from Teresa Jayani's womb. But yeah, that's the type of headache I've been dealing with these little telepathy shitbags. And they'll just steal from me, go make some shit up somewhere, say he told us to do that. And then I'm like, no, I didn't. You're just stealing from me. I didn't even tell you to steal from me. When they steal from me, I actually report to the Intellectual Property Rights Commission. But yeah, like one time I was having like some of these telepathy people were pretending to be tech people. I didn't know, and I was asking them some question about do they sometimes not fix certain things and make them optimum or make them the best they can be so they can fix them later and make money off of repair. And I was just curious, just out of curiosity, because some stuff I feel like could have been made better, and some things were obvious that should have been done that weren't. And then these kids turn it into the little telepathy shitbags are observing, turned it into make a problem then fix it. That's what they got from it. And I was like, no, I didn't say that at all. I was just asking someone out of genuine curiosity if they don't purposefully make things the best they could be so they can develop different upgrades for it and people pay for it to make more money as a business thing. And that's what they turned it into. And so I'm just like, Jesus Christ. So that's what I'm dealing with. And that's another piece of this. So if that hasn't been explained, because I've said this 1,000 times in my room or to these telepathy people. So if that's not been reported honestly either, Zero credibility as usual. And I'm just so fed up with it. It's scary now. Praise Jesus.